So a couple weeks ago, I made this Unreal Engine project just kind of generically titled Zombies, and I kind of meant it as a place to practice my coding here in Unreal and just kind of a log for best practices and coding patterns that I can use. And I figured I would just kind of take it further than that. And so since it's been about 2 or 3 weeks, I figured I'd do a kind of pseudo sprint review of what I made so far. So, top end, I've got just using the first person template, movement, sprinting, jumping, shooting with some placeholder assets, obviously. Of course, the gun and the kind of particle effect that stems from it. You can see the enemy over there just kind of roaming around. There is a spawner right there that's visible and a checkpoint here. You can run into, activate, press 1 to force a death, and then it will respawn me there. Now the logic for the shooting and everything is super dynamic. Of course, I'll be working on that as time passes, but also got some basic menu navigation. I'm pausing, hop into Maps and Modes folder to check out the main menu. Nothing fancy, of course, but it does the trick. Pause, go back in, play, and it'll take me to the kind of test level one with checkpoints, just to see how the checkpoints work. It sends you to the latest one that you tagged. So, going over some of the code, I have most of the gun damage nodes here in the player. I do want to eventually change the guns into a kind of component system for the player, something you can pick up more, configure in a menu before you go in, sort of like an extraction shooter type of deal, because I've worked on that before, but in Unity. So I've got just some event dispatchers coming from, if I can pull it up here, the game instance and game modes, which interact with things like menu navigation, just to reduce load on casting. Alright, so back in the Maps and Modes folder, we go into Custom Modes, and here we have the custom instance that I'm using, and the menu mode. And of course, go back to menus and the maps to pull up this here, just so I can go to world settings and grab the first person game mode, because this is running off of the first person basic blueprints. It's not in the Maps and Modes folder, so this has some custom code too, calls and all that, event dispatchers that kind of interact with the player, and the game instance to help menu navigation. And yeah, next up, I want to kind of work on getting more of a test level than this. See how it feels to iterate on the enemy AI and shooting and all that. Fix and update some of the gun mechanics, and I'll get into the kind of wave system of how I want the game to actually play out. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to coming back to this video in a couple months and see how everything has progressed.